Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever you may be. I'm robbing your lines, William, if you watch this. But yeah, so I'll just tell you a little something about what I see happening around my area. So it's bright and early, it's only like 9 o'clock or something, and there's already been 4 ambulances baiting around the place. Like baiting around. One was going through an estate and didn't really have sirens on, but yeah, 3 other ones in the space of 10 minutes going down the Malahide Road. Something going on. Anyway, so much that's happening over here. I think it's more tying into the old, like, people might see that thing with Bedford, Stephen Bedford, that lad that ran over someone at one of our gatherings at the Five Lamps. He got 16 months for that. So it's like, it's weird in a way, like, when you think about this. That took me over a year, just over a year that took for his case to be even heard, right? But now think about it, right? He got arrested that night, okay? And let back out and everything. We got arrested that night and we were in court the same night. None of us drove over anyone or anything like that. We were simply, well, people know and were watching me live. We were simply just standing there, and we got brought into a court the same night. But yet he had to wait a whole year for any court appearance. Isn't that mad? Even though it was like attempted murder that he did with his vehicle that night. It just shows you what side that they're protecting. And how they want only really one side. Even though they locked him up for 16 months, he should have got a longer time than 16 months, in my opinion. He could have killed someone that night, So he got served 16 months. He'd probably serve about 6 and get out for good behaviour or whatever, But yeah, hopefully he can go in there. When he's in there, he can read a Bible or something, huh? And it might change him. Highly doubtful, but you can hope. Well, not that I want hope for him. He's an absolute traitor. Good friend of Paul Murphy, Does all that. Like, that night, I'm going to tell you about that night, actually, that he did that with the car. Because all that video is gone now. Well, all my video is gone because of YouTube. But there's another fucking ambulance. And the police, I can hear them. They're just up there. So we all gathered at the Five Lamps. That's where it started. We gathered there, and there was about 600-700 of us, somewhere close to that. So there was a good few of us, right? And Malachy was there as well that night. Malachy Steenson, he was there that night. And we went for a little walk, but we literally only walked up to Connolly Station, like literally up the road, right? So it was a nice little peaceful walk, just to show our flags and our signs, and it was all the Says No groups, And when we were outside Connolly Station, right, do you know what? I think I might have that part outside Connolly Station. I'm going to look through my old phone when I'm home. It shows me going up. It shows me. It shows Bedford walking around with a big fucking speaker on his back. Sorry for swearing. Big speaker on his back and a microphone, right? So it's not even a megaphone. He has a microphone and an actual big ass speaker strapped to his back, right? And he's walking around and he's like, Nazis, 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 ow, 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 all this stuff, right? But he's allowed to walk in between us, right? He actually walks into a group and is screaming in people's faces and all this with his speaker on his back, right? So I walk up to the guard, and another girl, if I find the video, you'll see another girl's walking up to the guard going, why are you allowing him to come in there and antagonise us like that? Simple little question. And then, of course, the guard goes, and everyone knows this guard, you'll know his face. He's one of the proper fucking traitors. Sorry for swearing. He's one of the proper traitors. He goes, do you not believe in freedom of speech? That was his. So they were facilitating him that night. You know, they were hoping that one of us attacked him that night, but of course none of us did. You know, we're just delivering the message. We're not like that side who go out and attack people and fucking burn buildings and all this stuff. If I swear, I swear. Right, get over it. I'm not saying sorry every time I swear. Fuck that. So yeah, he was there. And he was with the megaphone in our faces, and we walk up to the guard, go, here, what's the story? Get rid of him. Can I do that? Can I strap a speaker to me back and go in the middle of a Ukraine march and shout Ireland for the Irish? Can I? Or call them Nazis? You know, because I said, when you are cheering on Ukraine, you know, you are really cheering on the Azov battalion, who are actual Nazis. But yeah, fair play to you. And so we said that to him, and he goes, no, he says, he was not believing freedom of speech. And now I'm repeating myself. And we were like, yeah, but he's purposely coming in. There's children here, and he's screaming on the megaphone. Not megaphone. He's screaming on the speaker strapped to his back that we're all Nazis and all, you know? Like, he's saying that at children. Come on, guards. Like, where's your common sense here, you know? But he wasn't having any of it. He wasn't having any of it. So that said to me that they wanted him there. They wanted one of us to attack him. That didn't work. So what happened? He went, and when we went back down to the Five Lamps, he drove his car into the crowd and actually ran someone over. Ran a man and his dog over, you know. Poor dog was fucking scared out of his mind. I remember everything. I have all the images are like flashing back to me as I talk about it. So, you know, all of this sort of stuff that we see and witness is sort of solidifying the fact that we're right. You know, it's showing that the guards work with these people. Yeah, I know people go, yeah, but sorry, that's wind. Whew. People go, oh yeah, well he got 16 months. No, that's not the point. That's not the point of this. The point is of what happened that night and how we told the guards, you better get rid of him because he's going to do something. We even knew, we even called it, you know. Not only were they facilitating him, but like, they just allowed him to come in and scream at us, you know. All these stupid things like, Nazis, far right Nazis, ow, 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 all this crap. So, a lot of people as well, I put a post up about him getting his 16-month term, and a lot of people are like wishing harm on him. Now see, I wouldn't be the one to do that. I never wish harm on anybody, you know, because we live in a karmatic world, you know. Karma is very real. So that's one thing I never do. I never wish death on anybody. You just don't do it. You can just keep pointing out the flaws in their lives, you know, and that's what I try to do. I try to point out the flaws in that side's lies, and everything they spew is a lie, you know. The thing currently going on, I'm going to shift now. The thing currently going on with the Irish government back and forth, and how there's this new opposition, and they're talking about how Mr. Martin has shortened the time span they can talk. How Lowry, he was the one that put Lowry's group in there, and now he's putting them as opposition, which kind of doesn't make sense. Cloncarla was selected by Mr. Lowry, you know, like they have a past, let's say, like a long past. The Cloncarla, can't think of her name, the blonde girl, and Michael Lowry have a long past. Just Google it, it's all there for you to see. But I know, of course, all this conjecture about, you know, misogyny and just shouting down the Cloncarla and all this stuff, you know. They're just, it's all fake, man. It's all fake. It's all a show. That's to distract people from the fact that they're signing this new immigration pact. That's what that is, you know. Keep all the pawns arguing amongst themselves, and then the right hand signs the bill, you know, that way. So most people that watch my videos are clued in on that and know it is all just a show. But just for people that aren't aware, yeah, they're just lying. They're all lying to you, you know. It's the longer they can keep it going, the more they get paid. That's the way they see it. They don't look at Ireland and think of Ireland's future and their children's future. No, that they don't even consider that, you know. They're set for life now with all these. I think, was it the Taoiseach gets paid more than the President of the United States of America? Isn't that mad? For the size of us. Why is the Taoiseach getting paid more than the President of the United States of America to do that job? That's one thing people don't know, or don't ask themselves. I don't know, but it's true. Ah, look at him. He's still alive. He is. Let's put him up in the tree. Come on, bud. Come on. Yeah, he's safe. We call them a shuggy. See his little orange head? We call them a shuggy. And they're quite friendly. You know, people don't know that about bees. They're quite friendly. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, about the Taoiseach getting paid more than the President of the United States. Like, it's just because corruption needs to be paid more. You know, it's like another form of making them do, like the likes of Martin, making him do whatever. And by the way, even if you watch this, just to show how weak they are, right? Martin's a fucking beta male, right? If you go and watch, or I might do a video on it, if you go and watch the debate where he's going back and forth, this fake back and forth with Mary Lou, he's talking to her, but he's like this, shaking in anger, you know, and you'd like to think, well, he's kind of pissed off, you know, he's pissed off at Mary Lou for pointing this thing out about the Times, and like she asked the Concorla to seriously consider retiring and all this stuff, you know. And of course that would be a big part of the machine getting put under scrutiny. So he's like not yelling back at her, but he's like shaking with anger. Clown. Beta, as who's that? Jesse Peterson would say. Martin's a beta. But what else do we have? Yeah, I noticed, and I do say this about you know, they loop things, right? So what they're doing now, I notice they're all, because I'm on Twitter. So Twitter's really the place to be, people, like, because it has everything and anything that's going on in the world, you know. But this Andrew Tate fella, I noticed, seems to be coming back up again. So here we go, full circle again. Let's talk about the Tate brothers for a few months, you know. Let's talk about how he's a woman trafficker and a woman beater and blah de blah. But this is completely all just distraction, you know. The Tate brothers are a distraction. Get how people just keep falling into it. I know it has me talking about it, but I'm talking about it to point this out to people. It's just one big distraction with them Tate brothers. The other one, Tristan, he actually tweeted about Garen Noon, right? Saying Garen Noon was right. Now, we know he was right, okay? But the sheer fact that Tristan Tate was tweeting about it, I posted under Tristan Tate's comment going, yeah, it's just unfortunate who's, like, you know, who's retweeting or who's talking about him. I says, with you tweeting about Garen Noon, you're just reaffirming their side, you know. That's all he's doing with that tweet, is that anyone that's associated, like, because anyone that's associated with the Tate brothers or agrees with the Tate brothers is bad, you know. So all he's doing when he tweets that is reaffirming what the Tate brothers should do. Just go away, just retire. Do you know what I mean? Seems to be their whole spiel now. It's what their whole life is about, is just storing up controversy, you know. So I called Tristan Tate out on that, and I said, don't tweet about anyone in Ireland again. I said, about 2 years ago when he tweeted about that girl, or that woman with the small woman with the black hair in Drogheda town, do you remember that? That woman gave a fucking powerful speech, it was great. But he retweeted and said, find me this woman and I'll fund her, you know, I'll fund her campaign and all this, he was saying. Back then I didn't quite see it, but now I see it. I've seen the like. I know what they are. I know what they're doing. It's the same thing they're doing with McGregor, in a sense of, we all know that these are bad people. So when they do speak the truth, it gets fucking lost. It gets lost because who's speaking it? You know? Like, I know I said time to start picking and choosing, you know? We can pick, if they can pick and choose, we can pick and choose. And I'm probably still of that belief, you know? Because let's face it, we can't deny that McGregor didn't tell the truth when he was in the White House. We all know he was telling the truth. But with him being, and then he keeps surrounding himself with all these fucking Zionists, you know? Taking pictures with Adam Sandler and who else was he with? Well, of course, the pictures and all with Trump and stuff like that, but that's terrible. That shouldn't be on the floor, should it? Oh, that shouldn't be on the floor. Keeping that. So yeah, I suppose it's about informing people of, don't get so distracted by these tapes, or, you know, we all know that they have that dark side in them. So when they tweet something that's the truth, we know that people are the message is just gonna get completely lost and diluted, you know, and they'll focus more back on, sure, he beats up his woman and all this. What are you listening to him for? Do you know? It's so simple once you look at it like that, isn't it? But yeah, I'm gonna bring this home and clean her up. Long live Ireland.